What happens when you're all ready for class and the student doesn't show up? So I'm all here, still in my headphones. I got my dyno out here. I was doing some old school Vipkid and my student didn't show up. Let's get these off. So it was a trial class, and that happens when it's someone that's new and that's never done the program before. Either they're struggling getting on the program, or they forgot, or maybe they changed their mind. There's so many different reasons, but luckily Vipkid will still pay you for your time for sitting there after 15 minutes. So if the student doesn't come after 15 minutes, you're allowed to leave the classroom, which I did. But now you say to yourself, well, I plan to have 30 minutes of teaching time, and now I just sat here for 15 minutes. So what do I do to compensate for that so I'm not sitting here just wasting my time and staring at a screen? I do not do that. I don't just sit here. So while I wait, I have everything set up. I have my props over here, like all ready to go, and things, my water and like everything's here. I've got my iPad down here, my dyno, my headphones, like I'm prepared and ready. So sometimes in the past, when I did Vipkid more, I would bring my book down here. And so in case this happened, I would just read while I waited, because why not? As long as I can see the student screen and I can hear, usually just the hearing is enough for me to have my headphones on. You can hear when they pop on, but sometimes I occasionally will like look up just in case. But I'll read my book or read a magazine or do a word search or something. So at least I'm keeping my brain engaged. Or what I just did was I was on my phone and I was engaging with my social media accounts, because I want to be present with everybody and my audience and making sure that they know I'm here for them. So that's what I chose to do, is I was just on my phone the whole time for 15 minutes. And it was actually really nice because I had 15 minutes of peace and quiet. And so I was able to focus and engage and ask questions and reach out to people and help somebody figure out a little bit more about Outschool, because they were asking about it, because Outschool is my main teaching platform. And so I did not waste those 15 minutes. And now for my other side of the 15 minutes, what I would do is I would focus on my business. So what am I doing right now? I'm filming a YouTube video. So I'm not letting this time go to waste. I am using this time constructively to bring content. And this content is great because it's exactly what I'm talking about right now. So anytime you have that spur of a moment, like idea in your head of like what you can do it. Okay. So I don't even know when I'll post this video. It doesn't really matter. What matters is I'm making the content, I'm getting everything together, putting it out there, and then discovering how I'm going to deliver this content to you in a way that's going to be helpful for you. And right now, what's helpful is telling you what I'm doing instead of wasting my time. Anytime anything in your life gets canceled, you should have a backup plan of what you can do to be productive during that time. Even if it is something selfish, like reading a book or just doing a word game or keeping your brain busy or engaging with your social media audience, checking your email. Like, don't ever just sit there and not do anything, unless maybe you're meditating or doing some stretching or exercising. It's okay to sometimes sit there and do nothing. I don't want to say that. Like, sometimes it is nice to just like sit back and relax. But for me, in a business standpoint, what I'm going to tell you is don't just sit there and do nothing. Like, if you were already planning on teaching a class and being engaged with a student, in my personal opinion, what I do is I am still productive in my business and what I'm doing for people. So I always like to stick to the plan and, you know, keep it business related. And in this case, I'm making some content. So that's super important. So I just want to, you know, give that inspiration, give that little tip out to you that should never just, you know, waste the time. Use the time productively and how you can extend with that. While I'm here, I'm going to explain a couple of things about why I am a teacher on Outschool and Vipkid. So first things first, if you don't already know, I actually started with Vipkid in 2019. It was my first online teaching experience, and I fell in love and absolutely loved it. It was my side hustle. Instead of having to, you know, go out and tutor or work a second job or do all those things, like I could come down in the basement. I always worked mostly nights during the week. And then on the weekends, I would work early mornings and get a couple classes in. And it was just great. It was just like my spending money. So I'd make like $300 a week, roughly. And it was fun because I could, you know, it was my gas money, it was my spending money, going out and things like that. Sometimes groceries, like it's just like that extra income that was nice to have. Daycare at the time, I'm forgetting about daycare, but daycare was a huge one. And now I focus mainly on Outschool because I have made it so Outschool is now my primary work experience. So like I don't work outside of the home anymore. I get to stay at home and work from home. It's amazing. It's the thing I've always wanted to do because I want to be here for my children as much as possible and be able to run my household in a way that is way more productive than when I had to leave my house. And so I still get to be a teacher, which is fantastic because that's what I've always wanted to do. It's what I've done for like the last 12 years of my life, has been in education and teaching children. So it's amazing. And I didn't want to leave that. And now we are so grateful in this day and age to have those opportunities to be able to work from home, even as a teacher. So what I do now is I teach Outschool, and then Outschool, like any other platform, when you don't book a class for whatever reason or no learners have signed up, the class gets canceled. Now you can always reinstate it, which I do recommend because a lot of learners book classes last minute. So I never like let a class just be canceled. I will sit there and I will wait until like the very last minute. So what I do is sometimes if I know that I'm not doing anything at nighttime, if I know that like an earlier class got canceled or just didn't fill for whatever reason, I use Vipkid as like my overtime. Now, I grew up in a family of law enforcement, and law enforcement like has many opportunities for what they call overtime. So you could be at your position and maybe somebody called in sick and they need somebody to stay and work an extra shift. So for me, I use Vipkid like my overtime. So if I, have extra time in my day, or I want to wake up early and teach a class, or maybe one of my classes got canceled, I can go on Vipkid and open up some slots for last minute bookings, which is what I did today. I didn't really plan on having Vipkid, but I opened up some slots. A student booked with me, and I didn't even have to teach the class, but I'm still getting paid. So for me, it's like a win-win situation all around. I'm here and I'm present and I'm ready, and I've just made extra money. So, and I've got a blanket on. I'm just relaxing in like my comfy sweatshirt. I've got some slippers on. Yeah, let's not forget the slippers, right? I am comfy and I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for my student, or I was. And so for me, it's like, why not? If you're already going to be home and comfy and relaxing and hanging out, like for me, this is like fun for me. I don't see this as work, I guess. And that's where it may be different for different people in their positions. But my kids are all up snug in their beds. My husband's at work. Everything's nice and quiet. And I'm just like chilling here. And I was so excited to teach my child in China. And it's fun for me. And so if you're doing something in your life right now that is not fun and it is actual like work and you're not feeling good about it, I mean, find out how you can change that. Like, I know that for me, I did that in like early on. Once I started really like teaching in my own classroom, I've never really felt like total dread to be in my classroom. Like, I loved my school that I was at, like going there, and everyone was pretty chill and relaxed, and I loved my classroom. There was other aspects that I didn't like leaving my house and waking up early and all those things, because it's just, I don't like to wake up early, and now I don't have to. But anyways, I'm going down a rabbit hole like normal. But anyways, my point is, if you're doing something that you are waking up every day and you're feeling absolutely miserable and you hate your life and it's not enough money and all the things, all the reasons, I mean, what are you doing to change it? How long are you going to stay in that miserable state? Because we've all been there in our lives at some point or another, or we've all worked in a place that is not fulfilling us fully to what we want to do. And so ask yourself how you're going to change that, or do you want to change it? What are the steps to get there? And if you're struggling and you don't know what to do or how to get there, or even like, you just don't even have any idea, come and talk to me. That's what I'm here for. All right. Because I've been there, done that. And I want to help other people that want to get out of that struggle, out of that mindset, because you need a positive mindset in order to move forward. And so again, like always, you can reach out to me at michelle@michellemahoneyonline.com. You can always go to my website, michellemahoneyonline.com, and I have coaching sessions and things like that. Definitely you can come and do like a free discovery call. We could just kind of chat and hang out on Zoom and like, let's figure life out together. But definitely reach out because you don't have to be miserable. I promise you don't. All right, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified every time that I put out a video. And definitely put down in the comments below, do you teach online? Are you interested in teaching online? And what company you work for or want to work for. If you're not already in my teachers group, you definitely want to check that out. I have a guest host coming on Tuesday for our Tuesday night training. Her name is Andrea Perry, and she is absolutely amazing. She also has a YouTube channel, so definitely check her out. I'll put every link in the description down below. She's going to tell us about all the different online companies that she has tried out. She's done the legwork for us, and she is absolutely amazing, and she's going to give us so much insight. And so it's going to be a great time for question and answers, and you get to see her interview and get to learn more about her. So I'm super excited. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go here, and I will see you in the next one.